definitely very grassroots kind of sound.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? One of the things that I find compelling is his singing style. I love the imperfection.
It's almost like tripping over itself.
A little bit. This definitely sounds like he finally got bored of doing it himself and just got a bunch of friends to play with him.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it feels like. That's beautiful. My name's Eric.
My name's Eros.
What my ears gonna be delighted with today?
Today I brought you Bon Iver, Forever Ago. This is the debut album. It's indie folk.
It's an interesting cover. It's like a painting over a picture.
Yeah, it's like an old photograph.
2008. Yeah, beautiful picture of wherever he recorded, like out in the country.
Yeah.
That's interesting. If this is his debut, it's like nobody knows what the guy looks like in a sense.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of this song.
Yeah.
I don't think any of his albums have his face on it.
I don't think so.
Forever Ago. It's only 9 tracks.
Okay.
You just want to start?
Yeah, let's go.
Right. Track 1, Flume.
Isn't it just everything's played by him for this?
I think so.
Okay. So interesting that those guitars that are coming with vibrating so much.
Yeah. That was Flume.
That's interesting. I mean, it started way off like a very definitely they were in a cabin and it's like just him, but then all these sounds come through.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay, what? Like it definitely is like precursor to using all the synth stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because just that's as far as him having a mindset for like soundscapes and yeah, he used whatever tools he had to make this wall of sound.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. Like I didn't see it, but I heard.
I can see it in your mind.
I can see it in my mind. Him playing like it was either like a lap steel kind of thing with an ebow, which is one of those little things that starts vibrating strings, and it's almost like you can't control it. It's just it's just going
out of control.
And that was cool. It's like, okay, how did he make that happen? Maybe it was a one of those slides or something. I don't even know. But then all these other like pad sounding things, but they're not electronic or anything.
I think they're either his voice or guitar like soaked in reverb.
And of course, like the signature falsetto voice. That's just his sound, and he's made it a thing, and it sounds beautiful. Right at the top is like just creaky sounds and. You know.
Folky.
Yeah, super folky, but even further along, not pop yet.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like it's more of an indie kind of thing, or like it's more about the vibe,
And like a storytelling.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed over the years of listening to this record is the lyrics are really interesting. Where like even if I look at the words, I still don't understand them because he uses really interesting. Words, I guess that's as best as I can.
As far as the way he puts them together, is it the language terminology or what is it? It's
definitely the language. Like the way he puts them together makes it sound good, and it's like it's obvious. Like he knows his vocab, but also like it fits in with the aesthetic of what's going on in the all the sounds.
I mean, even the title Flume. What does that even mean?
I have no clue.
Yeah,
it says only love is all maroon, gluey feathers on a flume. Sky is womb and she's the moon.
He's very, very, very much a poet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Only love is all maroon, lapping lakes like leery loons, leaving rope burns reddish rouge. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds good, It sounds like it makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah. He's been inventing, at least for our ears, inventing new sentences.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Huh.
A deep, narrow channel or ravine with a stream running through it. Okay, that makes sense. A man-made stream of water.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Flume.
Next track, Lump Sum. I think this is the first track he made for this record. I remember hearing somewhere that he like heard like a choir in his head, and then he just started to record it, and that was the start of the process of making this record.
Yeah.
But I really like this song. This is one of my favorites.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll listen to it.
Yeah.
Lump Sum, track 2.
Interesting. I love the imperfection
Oh yeah.
of the playing.
It's almost like tripping over itself.
A little bit. This is definitely like a live track, like going out to see it live.
Yeah,
and it's just very engaging.
Very like adventurous.
But definitely the introduction of a choir feeling to this real like free-flowing dance thing is not even related in a sense.
Yeah.
But it took him there, which is interesting.
That was Lump Sum.
Yeah. I love that track. It's just real uplifting. I don't know what he's talking about. Super fun track. Like I said, I can imagine like people really engaging with this track live. Like it's just super, free spirit sounding.
Yeah.
Very free flowing. I love the acoustic guitar is kind of up front a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's just a one riff thing, but it sounds very engaging.
It gives that motion and rhythm.
And then, but at the same time, like I could see, like this song sounds very like from the records now too.
Yeah.
Like just as far as like something that he would do now, like super uplifting, like engaging in that way. Maybe just with more synth stuff and a little bit more arrangements. But yeah, it was nice. I like that.
Yeah, I really like this track too. It's like a little adventure song. And looking at the lyrics right now, I think it's kind of like an adventure thing. Like it says, "Sold my cold knot, a heavy stone. Sold my red horse for a venture home, to vanish on the bow, settling slow. Fit it in the doldrums, or so the story goes. Color the era, film it as historical." First 2 verses or whatever. Very much storytelling kind of thing.
Oh yeah, it's like the story matches the music for sure.
Yeah,
like you can see him like running in the woods with that, with that vibe.
Or like with an old film camera too, like
a reminiscing.
Yeah.
Like.
So next track is "Skinny Love." This is the most popular track off the album.
Okay.
I think this is what people what he blew up from,
Okay. That's just one of those songs that. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and listen to it. Track 3.
Sounds like what do you call it? A steel guitar or something?
Yeah, it's a resonator.
A resonator guitar.
Old rusty one.
Did he have a band for this, or was it just him putting it together?
It could have been that he hired a band after the fact that we recorded, but I don't know. He could be using like Pro Tools or whatever as well.
Yeah.
He's used it before.
Definitely very grassroots kind of sound. Yeah.
That was Skinny Love.
You know what? One of the things that I find compelling is his singing style. More than anything, like there's zero production.
Yeah.
At least in this song, like when he goes into that chorus, it's like he's doubling on the vocal. Like there's 2 of his vocals.
Yeah.
But they're not perfectly synced in any way. I mean, like he knows the melody, he knows where he's going, but it's not like perfectly tuned to each other. And I love that. It's just like real raw.
Yeah. It was probably like a demo version, but then like it was just like, it just worked.
Just a great take.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a real communication to the other person. Like, and I told you this, and like he was gonna hold all. He's what does he say? He holds all the tickets. What does it say?
And in the morning I'll be with you, but it'll be a different kind, because I'll be holding all the tickets and you'll be owning all the fines.
Yeah. Like I love that. Like there's this conversation between him and his
scorned love.
Yeah, but you can hear it in the vocal. Like he's like it's not just like a soft thing. It's like he's actually like kind of pissed off. Like he's really bringing like that emotion to that lyric. I remember hearing the "my" somewhere. I can't remember. My. Yeah, definitely a love song.
Or like it's a letter, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of deal.
Yeah, like a letter that demanding a response. That's what it
Yeah.
sounds to me like.
Yeah.
Like I told you this, told you that, and then like just having the resonator guitar just be like it sounds like he's just hitting it hard. So it's not like
Yeah.
super pristine or clean or anything.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
like just hitting those.
It's like out of tune too, but it sounds great for the track.
Yeah, it just hits every single thing, like the vibe. It hits the emotional rawness, and then the lyric and that guitar just fit well. Guys, music doesn't have to be produced.
No, this is all indie, I'm pretty sure. Like
yeah.
when he came back from the cabin with all the songs recorded, he showed it to like his friends and family, and he was like, "Yeah, I might get it produced or something." Or like, "What do you think?" And he's there. They told him that it was perfect the way it is, so he just released it like that.
That's the way to do it. That's the money thing. Like,
yeah,
that's perfect. Like, go that route. And that's the thing with art. Like, sometimes we make things and we overproduce, we over edit, we over write, we over sing, we overplay. Like and it becomes this wall of things instead of really like looking at the painting from afar and discovering the thing that is already there, plus discovering things, you know, down the line that you didn't see before, but somebody else might point out to you. Or this sounds like something like that. Like you went into this stream of creativity and then just wrote all these songs. He comes back and he's like, I don't know, I think these are great tunes, but I'm just gonna have like you go in a professional setting or whatever, studio musicians.
Like I noticed that this track doesn't have any bass or anything else besides the resonator guitar and the kick drum and the what do you call it? The little snare thing.
Yeah.
Rim shot.
Yeah, it's I like it. I like the rawness of it.
Yeah.
It fills a space.
The proof is in the pudding. He's worked with the biggest artists ever. Yeah. He's worked with Kanye and Taylor Swift. Those are like the two.
Those are the two biggest people out there.
And Taylor Swift totally like was inspired by Bon Iver, you know. She has 2 albums that have like the same exact album cover, but she's in it, you know. And then, you know,
like she's actually in the picture, right? Yeah.
Like folk, you know, type thing. But, you know, it's whatever. She can do whatever she wants. She's Taylor Swift. But she also had him on the record. Yeah. It's just like,
like you said, that proof is in the pudding. Like
it's embracing everything that comes with making good like a song, you know. The unpolishedness as well as like the new technology and such, like being able to craft something that's new, basically, like being able to, you know, put things together and make it like a piece of art and not like a product.
Yes, I think that's the biggest difference. Product, art, they're not what do they call it, mutually exclusive, is that the term? I can't remember. But they can definitely work togetherness in a sense. I don't know. Like today is even more difficult, right? Like you have to think of everything. Like how are you going to market this, all that stuff. But when you go in like raw like this, I don't know. Like I think everything else kind of falls into place. It might take longer or whatever to put it out to the world. But at the same time, it's like coming from a place like we want to create this thing for others to enjoy because it's just part of who we are as far as creative people. But at the same time, like, I don't know how this is going to do. Yeah. Right? Like, we don't have no idea. Like,
it's something that people haven't really, like, it's not in the mainstream space, you know?
Not at all.
And it still isn't. It's still, like, kind of gray area between, like, completely underground and, like, mainstream. Because he's worked with, you know, the biggest people. And he's blown up on, he took over, like, the MySpace era, I think.
Okay. Because I remember the first thing I saw from him was on YouTube, probably. I saw him playing piano and singing.
The cover, right?
Yes, a cover of Can't Make You Love Me. And it was, we'll put her name here just to remember. It's because I remember the cover of that song too. Another cover from the 80s was George Michael did it. His version is awesome. I don't know if he's appreciated, but he is kind of like in that realm where you put things together.
Yeah, a David Bowie of sorts.
Yeah.
Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah. That was like amazing artist. She plays blues guitar like very sweetly, but her voice is beautiful. She's been doing it for a long time. That's the first time I saw him, and I'm like, that's a very interesting approach because he does the falsetto thing, and it's not like a beautiful rendition of the song.
It's not
right?
like not even a singer.
No, it's very singer-songwriter, like sit down on a piano, and it's one of those songs that it's played everywhere, but it's just a beautifully crafted song. But yeah, that's the first time I saw him, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Then I lost him in the YouTube.
The ether.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we come back and listen to a few things. We're like, oh my goodness, this guy's
It's crazy.
putting some amazing art out there.
Yeah.
Some wonderful soundscapes and worlds as far as his writing and stuff.
And he's been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's getting appreciated now. You know, he's always been appreciated, you know, by other artists, you know. Like Kanye.
He's an artist.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. He's an artist, yeah. Like Kanye started doing work with him in like 2010, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was like before he released his second album even.
Yeah.
Bon Iver. And then now with Taylor Swift, that's like, it's a whole nother level, you know.
Yeah.
Next track?
Yeah.
All right. I think this is one of the longer tracks. This is The Wolves, Act 1 and 2.
Okay. That's probably why it's long.
Yeah.
The sustain on that thing is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someday my pain.
It's almost like a piano.
Someday my pain will mock you. Harness your blame.
That's beautiful.
Harness your blame. Walk through.
I never heard that before. That's cool.
Someday my pain.
That was The Wolves.
Oh, I just love the sound of the room. I don't know.
Yeah.
Gives it a vibe for sure.
It's the log cabin feel.
Yeah. If you close your eyes, you can see that he's kind of maybe even sitting down just on the floor. And he's just playing and then singing like the main part, and then take the time to do all the harmonies, but even the harmonies are like there's this beautiful imperfection in those things.
There's an interesting note in the second half when it's building up and there's like the drum or whatever, the thing, the cymbal. There's a lot of auto-tuned voices in there.
Huh.
It's very,
That's
it took me a bit to notice it at first too.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah, most of the voices in the front end and the back end are auto-tuned.
He's a different type of artist. You really have to just sit and listen. It's not a one-time thing. Like, oh, this is an awesome song.
No,
like, or I learned the pop tune or anything like that. There's an artist that I really like. I will listen to. He's a newer guy. He's from Australia. At Carby? I can't remember right now. Anyways, he's got a lot of the same elements. Just a younger guy. What I appreciate about this is just again, like the room, the rawness, like sitting down, like it's almost like he was standing up at the end of the song and then you just put the guitar down kind of thing.
Yeah, he left in a lot of the recording of like just him being there in the room and like moving around. Like you hear a chair creak and like, you hear the guitar like noises as he's like moving stuff around.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah, it's just it brings you into a space that we forget, like that music can be made anywhere, and you don't have to be in a recording studio or in a professional place. It's about creating the emotion and bringing you on a journey. I love studios and that vibe too, but there's something about writing music in a place that is unfamiliar. Another thing that it gives you a different feeling. Big city vibes is very different than out in the forest vibes. Yeah, for sure. And it comes out in the music. I think it just naturally does. Or if you're in a big house with beautiful views, or if you're in a place like, I don't know, San Francisco or
like on a
Seattle
beach,
or on the beach, or it all informs your viewpoint, and you can hear it. I mean, I think your environment informs your art.
Yeah, it tremendously shaped this album, I think.
It's beautiful so far, man.
Is that side 1?
Side 1.
Side B, first track 5 is Blindsided. This is a fan favorite. I think they played it at the show we were at.
Okay.
It's definitely one of them ones that sound more modern, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Blindsided.
Down to the downtown.
Create some tension there. Super simple.
It all adds to it.
First electric guitars in the record. Those are very familiar melodies, but in a very different approach.
Yeah. I was blindsided.
First song that has some electric guitar. Felt like a very, very like a pop song you've heard before. Beautiful melodies, nothing super jarring or anything. And one thought I had through the whole thing, I'm like, I wish I'd be that brave. You know what I'm
What do you
saying?
mean?
Like, it's minimalist. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's not exaggerating anything. It's just like the one thing over and over, just doing a bed of sound,
Yeah.
and then the lyric in the forefront. And then a very, very, very simple drum beat, which is
4 on the floor, yeah. With the what do you call it?
brushes.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I want to be that brave. I don't know if that's a term that you use for his music, but I just feel that, like,
I mean, it does get brave, later on, definitely.
like, just to put something out, like, mind of an artist. What is it? Like, what compels you to make it? But at the same time, like, more than just make it, to put it out to the world and see, be like, this is it. Like, there's not much, like, there's not much. It's just 2-3 things, and that's it. Like in a big picture way, this is like a hope record for artists.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Super
breakthrough for indie artists.
I'm just not even going to put that label of indie. I'm just going to say, like, people that create art. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, just because it is like a hope thing to me, like somebody that also creates and wants to put things out to the world. It's like, I need to have the, 40,000 bells and whistles.
Yeah.
And this just proves me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it just proves me wrong. It's like, no.
You can convey so much.
You can convey so much with the emotional charge of the lyric plus the one sound that maybe a guitar creates, or just your, bare vocal can convey.
I think at the end of the day, the song wins out, It's hard to know when you have a good song, but when you have a good song, that's when people will gravitate towards it. That's what it was for Bon Iver, for sure. He wrote a bunch of killer songs.
Yeah. And and they always say your first songs are going to suck anyways.
This is a depressing album, It's all about, like, heartbreak and, like, isolation and battling with yourself, At the end of the day, you have to come out of the woods.
Yeah. It's you can't stay there forever, for sure.
It's only
and
for a winter.
It's only for a winter. It's like Seasons, yeah, for sure. Seasons records, I think people definitely gravitate towards that. It definitely creates a sense of movement. It compels us to keep going forward to what the next season is, because seasons come. Yeah, seasons.
There's nothing you can do about it.
No, that's the nature of life, and that's the nature of being human. It's so interesting. Like, there's something like this could bring you to a point of understanding life, right? That's deep. Like,
it's
to a different level.
It's such a simple record, in terms of making it, and, like, but it breaks through because of the artistic, like, intention and what came behind it, and, like, the artist and all that stuff.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Blindsided. That was Blindsided. I was blindsided by this record. That's funny.
Yeah, like I said, it sounds nothing like his other ones
Mm-hmm.
because those other ones are technologically like in the future basically,
Mm-hmm.
but this one is like is the right word seminal? It impacts not only like the audience that listens to it like in a very like
In a deep way.
in a deep way.
Mm-hmm.
It also like shows other artists like not only what's possible but like how what they're doing regardless of like production level or like anything else or like like you have the best this or that or your thing is this thing
Yeah.
Music ends at the end of the day. You're only limited by your own creativity basically.
What's the next track?
So I'm gonna play the next two tracks because they're connected,
Okay.
They're called Creature Fear and Team.
Okay.
But yeah, track
Cool.
6 and 7, Creature Fear and Team.
So ready for us, a creature fear.
First time I hear bass.
I know, yeah.
Is that part 2?
Yeah, this is the Team.
Okay. It's kind of a jam.
That was Creature Fear and Team.
That's funny. The whistles at the end of that team.
Yeah.
It felt like they were in 2 different time frames. They recorded that for some reason. Like, they were
Maybe.
super intimate in the one room, and then when the band comes in, it's like they're somewhere else. Back again, man. Those vocals, I guess, like loving the vocalist.
Yeah.
I really dig him singing with himself, and not even ending phrases at the same time. The melodies are, the same, but at the same time, like ending at different times, not being perfect. I love that about it. I think that's his style. Like he doesn't care. I think he's more like, this is how I'm feeling it. Modern things everything's perfect in every single way.
Yeah.
And I've been victim of that. Like wanted to make everything exact the same when it's about the feeling and the vibe of the track that compels you to go a certain way.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's always been compelled to move in different ways, which is really cool.
This track is almost like unorthodox, like in terms of structure. It's kind of like A, B, A, B.
And that's
But
it.
the A is like super like slow and really intimate. And the B side is just a vast expanse,
Mhm.
The visuals that come to mind are like, the like running through the woods and you're seeing the sun peer through the trees, kind of deal. But with the fire, it's like you're at the campfire and the fire is dying. Or, maybe he's telling a story at the campfire, and that's what the B side is.
Yeah, Team. It was just kind of like this little
A cute little jam.
mantra thing, and then at the end, those whistling. I'm like, okay, and they come with a harmony whistle, which is
It was
not good.
No, it wasn't.
And it's like, let's just whistle this harmony, and this, and it seemed like a fun thing to do, but I don't know. I just, I guess that's.
To me, it's like the cute indie thing, like, oh, it's like barely even serviceable, but it's fun to listen to.
Yeah, somebody was brave to do that for sure. And like, come on, friends, let's do this. You take this note, and I'll take that note, and
He probably, I don't know if he
out.
did it all himself, the whistling.
It maybe. Because some of the vocal parts do feel like it's somebody else too. I think, or maybe he just comes from his head voice.
Yeah, it could be that. But I also hear different things as well. Like, it very well could all just be him. But I remember in the first song, I thought I heard a woman's voice.
Okay, I can't remember.
Which is like, I don't know. He could have. It very well could be, but most of it is him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He actually does have a pretty deep voice when he goes down.
Yeah.
Which is
Yes, even
interesting.
just his speaking voice.
Yeah.
That's interesting just to say, like to make that conscious decision. I guess that's kind of like the artist's part. Like, I hear this song in this voice, but obviously I can't sing that way, right? But they say, okay, well, maybe if we did, a falsetto thing.
Yeah.
And that'll serve the song better. Like, the emotion and the whole thing, because it is a conscious decision. You decide, I'm not going to sing with my natural voice.
Yeah.
You know?
And it would have been good too. It's just like, yeah, he just thinks differently, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't decide to do the more like clean thing, I guess.
There's very few artists that decide to do that. Prince did it. He would do it a bunch of times, doing the falsetto, and it's just because it served the song a certain way. Maxwell, he did that, but he would cut in and out of his natural voice and then falsetto voice.
Mm-hmm. Same with Robert Plant. He had his signature thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was all. I don't know if it was falsetto or if it was just really like crazy high thing, but
I mean, I think Axl Rose.
Axl Rose, yeah.
That's another guy that, from Guns N' Roses. Plus in the 90s, or I mean in the early 80s, it was all about like super high singing metal kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But the way he did it was different, a lot more power. Anyways.
He's just letting it flow out of him, basically. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. It's not even like thinking of what people will think about it. It almost seems like these songs are like written for someone else to sing, you know? And he recorded demos.
That's it. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Mm-hmm. Like, all these songs are meant for women to sing.
Yeah.
Because everything's up there. Mm-hmm. And
the thing is,
some demos. What do you guys think? You know.
The thing is, some of them have like his actual voice, and they sound like amazing. Like Skinny Love, when he goes back into his regular voice and for the chorus, that only he could have done that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
He's got the texture to his voice that's really interesting.
Yeah. Want to move on to the next track?
Yeah. What's going on?
So the next track is sort of title track for Emma.
Okay.
That's track 8. Yeah. Here we go.
That definitely feels like a very indie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This definitely sounds like he finally got bored of doing it himself and just got a bunch of friends to play with him.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what it feels like. Hey, fade out song.
Yeah. That was for Emma.
Yeah, that's cool. The way they just put in some horns in there and not perfectly in tune.
No, not at all.
It's just like, but yeah, I feel like, hey guys, like I've been in the woods for months now. Like, can you guys come out and hang out for a day?
Yeah.
I have this song. Let's play.
Let's do a campfire at night and let's have a cookout, you know.
Yeah. And then let's just hang out. And there's this kind of a mid-tempo kind of happy song.
Yeah, real simple.
Bring your horns. You know, like some friends that played in elementary school played trumpet and trombone or something.
Yeah.
It's like, just bring your horns and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like he's like, oh yeah, I have some trumpets in my car. You want to?
Yeah. Like I just brought everything that I had in the house.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it just feels like they're just hanging out, and I don't even know what the lyrical content is.
Oh yeah, it's the album is For Emma Forever Ago. I think it's like sort of a letter to Emma or whoever this Emma is.
Okay.
Very poetic. It says, so apropos, saw death on a sunny snow. For every life, forego the parable. Seek the light, my knees are cold. Running home.
Yeah.
Go find another lover to bring a string along. With all your lies, you're still very lovable. I toured the light, so many foreign roads. For Emma, forever ago.
It's a very heartbreak record.
Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
You know,
I think that's the catalyst to making this record too. Like before he went to the cabin, he broke up with his girlfriend. His band broke up.
What band was he part of?
I don't even know. It was a band.
So it's like a breakup record in all senses.
Yeah, he just went hold himself up in the woods.
Yeah,
he didn't have anywhere else he wanted to go. So
that's an interesting lyric because the music maybe it's kind of like
it's kind of a contrast to that.
Yeah, but at the same time, it feels like I'm trying to think of the word despedida. Like farewell.
Basically, that's what I was gonna say. It feels like I'm okay now. Okay, bye.
Like, he invited his friends in now that he kind of dealt with stuff, and it's like, hey guys, like I'm doing okay. Let's get together and hang out, and then we'll cook. We'll hang out on the weekend, and I have this song that I think would be fun to play together. Yeah, and it's just like a farewell song in a sense. Yeah,
basically.
It'd be so interesting to see what people comment on, like like we're just coming up with our own theories of what this could have been. Yeah. But it'd be interesting to see what you guys are when you hear records like this, like what are the theories that you come up with, or if you come up with your own stories or whatever. Also, if Bon Iver like got a hold of this and be like, guys, that was totally not even close to what you guys are coming up with, but it's interesting. That would be so awesome to be able to have interactions with with the artist and as well as with the audience that loves art and loves these records.
Yeah, it's like that's the fun part of music. It's the interpretation.
And that's the other thing, like, you know, like when you're a kid, you listen to records and you listen to your parents' records and you listen to your friends' records, and it becomes like a communal thing, like something that you're able to share. And now it's a little different, you know, but that's why we were doing this, because I think it's
definitely
cool.
different. It's definitely different now. You could download whatever you want. You can listen to whatever you want now.
Yeah.
But like it's still there a little bit, you know. People share playlists and such all the time. I even do that.
Yeah. It'd be like, oh, check this out. And then you just put things together. Back when I was a kid, it was like you actually would record a song. Like if you were going to give a cassette tape to your girlfriend with all these songs, right? Mixtape. It was the mixtapes.
Yeah. That's basically the whole philosophy behind playlists.
Yeah. It's a mixtape thing, which is, I think it's super fun to be able to hear somebody's perspective through music.
Yeah. I had a friend send me a playlist based on the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Because I had just like read it or whatever, and he was a big fan of it, you know. And it's so interesting how like I find a lot of the songs on there, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of this and that, but I've never heard this before. And like it's some instrumental track from like the 60s or something, like some movie.
That's interesting.
And it feels like oh wow, this is like it's stuff I've never heard before in my life, you know. It's very cool. That's
the awesome part of community-based things. Like you're able to share different lives from different areas in the States and Latin America and Europe, and it all informs like your outlook on things now. Like, which when you're a kid, you kind of was stuck to like your surroundings.
With what your parents put on, what your local radio is doing, and what your friends are on. It
was way smaller scale for sure. Now it's so open that you get to hear stuff from Sweden or.
One time someone recommended me a Icelandic rapper or something like that. And
I'll at the same time connecting with people like in other parts of the world, you know.
You want to go to the last track?
Yeah. What we had?
It's R.E. Stacks. So it looks like this is like a reference to like some sort of letter, you know, R.E. Stacks. I don't know what Stacks means, but yeah. Final track.
Bon Iver.
Back with the Rex, stacking you low.
Like the low syncopated vocal part.
Yeah.
I've been twisting to the sun.
So that was For Emma Forever Ago.
That's awesome. Love that track. Just the raw.
Just guitar
and vocal. And I mean, the end is awesome. Just being able to, like, literally listening in to him, just standing up, putting the guitar aside,
getting the phone out.
Yeah, and then I don't know if we heard some sort of like turning the recording off or whatever, and then just I don't know if he's did this on 8-track or anything.
He did it on his MacBook.
Really? Okay. There's some sound out there.
That sounds like a hiss, no?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, did he do a
like an
analog 2-track, 4-track? I mean,
yeah,
or whatever. Just because of the sounds there, you know, there's like a little hum and stuff. It might just be like the room sound.
Yeah,
it could be. And it might have been like a guitar amp plugged in. I don't even know.
Or just the microphone or whatever, the noise. It could be a very rudimentary guitar. I mean, a microphone.
Yeah.
Or it could also just be he turned up the volume when he got up or whatever. Yeah.
Anyways, but it was yeah. It's definitely like I love just the simplicity of him guitar playing and then just singing, and the syncopation of that little chorus is cool. Like never ever in a production that would have flown by because it's too out there. You know what I'm saying? Like It's tobacco, you
Oh
know.
yeah, it's a little too rhythmic, huh?
It's just it doesn't, in a pop sense. I don't know.
The thing is, it's like really memorable though.
When he does that, like you don't understand what he's saying, like in the beginning of the words, and then he hits that whatever it is. I don't even know what the words were, but you get the rhythm. It gets louder, and it's not, It's a beautiful record, man. Like I guess the only thing that I would be like, those whistles, man. Like, but other than that,
indie whistles.
Indie whistles.
Yeah, I think that last track is like the snow melting,
Mm-hmm.
and the winter is about to be over. A lot of people say that his records are a perfect flow to each other.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is the self-titled. His 4 records are the 4 seasons. This is winter.
Mm-hmm.
The next one's spring. The one you heard is summer.
Okay.
So a very chaotic and like
Mm-hmm.
crazy one. And the last one he made is autumn.
It's such an interesting record from what we experienced live.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
for the folks out there, we went and saw him in 2021
I think so.
or
Yeah.
2022. No, probably 22.
Yeah, probably last
pandemic,
year,
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
Yeah.
Live, it's
Oh,
an
man.
experience.
I think regardless of whether you like the music or not, it's like if you go to their concert, it's like it's almost like a chill rave. It's so cool.
Chill rave. But yeah, it reminds me, like I've never been into the Grateful Dead or anything like that. But it has that vibe, like where people will follow them to wherever they go.
It does feel like that, yeah. Almost like a cult band, very much.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe a couple of years ago, I saw this documentary on their live setting, and they were using all these mirrors and all, like, new technology.
Yeah, that was right before, that wasn't 2019, I think.
Okay. And I was just like, man, I want to go, like, just to see what the deal is. I didn't really know any of his music. I just saw a documentary, and I was like, this is an experience that I want to be a part of. Concerts got canceled like everybody else's concerts in 2020 and 21, but then 22 I think was like fall.
I think so, because it was cool.
I saw him live. Anybody that has the opportunity to go check him out, it's one of those shows that after the concert's over, you're going to be, this is the best show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Other than, like the big $1 million productions.
Even still, Super Bowl was yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not, I don't know, U2, Coldplay, or
it's
any
not,
of those big artists.
It's not
But
trying to, but it does so much.
It's not trying to at all, but it's trying to bring art form to a lot of people.
Yeah, there was like 2 drum sets and like...
Man, all of his players were great.
That's underselling them, man. They were all like multi-instrumentalists too.
Yeah, everybody
cool.
played 2 or 3 instruments. Everybody sang. Everybody was on point. The one thing that was funny was during the night that he's playing keyboards or whatever, and then he played something, and then it was in the wrong key or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, sorry, now you guys know the secret. Like I pitch shift stuff to make it easier, you know."
That was fun.
That was a funny thing that probably plays all white keys or something. I don't know.
That's fun, yeah.
But needless to say, his band is so good.
Go see them, please.
Go see them live.
I got this jacket from the show,
Mm-hmm.
and this record actually from the show.
Yeah. And the other thing that was so interesting is that very underwhelmingly dressed.
Yeah. It's almost like Rick Rubin. He's like
Yep.
shorts and a t-shirt, and he's like
one of the most influential people on the planet as far as music. Yeah.
It's so funny. And this show is like maximalist. Everything's like super slick, like Tron almost. It looks like Tron.
The lighting show was.
And then some like homeless looking dude walks on stage with shorts and like a guitar and headphones, and you're like, who is this fool? And he's a guy.
He is the man.
He is the man.
He's the man.
It's fun.
I love the juxtaposition of it though.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, even going back to this record, it's like, it's hopeful. Like, you don't have to be cookie cutter. Everything's beautiful, and the guy has the perfect body, or the woman. Or
he's not a superstar by any means.
No,
but he's like, it's humble. I think
it's the realest thing you could.
Yeah,
it's not for everybody for sure, but I think it's just the artist. The art is like at the forefront of what Bon Iver is, and live, there's not a different thing. It is as raw as you're gonna get it.
Yeah, like even like in terms of the like stage setup and the lighting and everything, it's still very like raw or wild, you know? Like they don't make it super like clean all the time, or like anything like that. That's why I said it's like a rave, because they kind of let it go, like in all the directions.
And then the musicians are so in sync.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they know the arrangements and all that stuff, but just to be able to see each other and you know.
Yeah, it was a big stage.
It was a huge
platforms,
stage,
man.
See him live. Definitely go support that kind of art. I think that's, if I want something to do with this, what we're doing, the podcast channel, whatever it is that we're creating, is support your musicians and your artists. Like, buy their stuff, go to their shows, buy their records. It's so important for culture. And
we're losing a lot of that with like the transference of everything being online or whatever. People don't want to even go to concerts anymore, you know.
It's a very unfortunate. Support your local musicians and support art that is informing culture. Support your, you know, like even your kids' music endeavors. It's just important for culture to know what's going on, and it's important for people to get fed, you know, like musicians and
a lot
artists.
of people in the production, man. When we were there, we got there a little early. So many people are like around the stage and like setting everything up, you know. A lot of people were working hard on these things, and it's a smaller scale production too.
Yeah,
there's just so much work put into it.
Yeah, and they care. They care.
They definitely do.
And you could totally tell. Bon Iver for Emma, Forever Ago. Go buy it. Go listen to it. Go
check out other Bon Iver stuff too. It's really good records.
Disco Volante.
I'm not supposed to say.
Whatever's in your heart.
All right.
That's it. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Bye.